Blake, right? Alexa is her name. I might have called her Blake last video, but her name isn't Blake, her name is Alexa Blake. Anyways, so this is the Color Matte in the shade Exposed. What is on my under eyes? Okay. It is no longer there, right? I can't feel it.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm really happy to be reviewing the Danessa Myricks products that I featured in a first impression early last month. I have 5 products. I have 2 vision flushes and I have 3 types of the ColorFixes. I have the ColorFix Matte, I think. Yeah, ColorFix Mattes. I have the ColorFix Foils. And I also have the ColorFix Cream Metallic, something like Cream Color Metallic Liquid Pigment. These are the 5 products that I have. I'll start off with the ColorFixes because I feel like these ones are the ones that get a bit more, attention than the Vision Flushes, because I want to dedicate more time to talking about the Vision Flushes because I feel like they deserve it. Here we go. My opinion at the very beginning is that the Vision Flush products deserve attention, either because they're so fabulous or because they're so awful. Attention can go both ways, So let's get started with the first one, which is a purchase that I made solely because of Alexa Blake. So this basically is a cream shadow. It's a taupey, pinky cream shadow that you can apply in many ways. You can apply it as a liner, as a shadow, a blush, or a lip color, or you can even, if this tone, I'm gonna swatch it, I'm gonna swatch it because I can clean it. If the tone suits your skin, then you can also use it to contour or to bronze or whatever it may be. It looks like this, and as you can see, it blends really easily, and in a little bit you won't be able to blend it anymore because it will set. It's starting to get a bit tacky right now, and then it will set and you won't feel it at all on your skin, whatever skin it may be, like either your eyes, your face, or your lips. I have used it both as a shadow on my cheeks and on my lips, and I will say that it lasts beautifully on my eyes and on my cheeks, beautifully. On my lips, it's not a liquid lipstick, let's just say that. It's not going to last very long, and I think that it breaks up on the lips sooner than a traditional lipstick does, which is interesting because right on my eyes, on my cheeks, it seems to be absolutely bulletproof, but on my lips it's a little bit less than that. This is basically the only product in my experience that doesn't budge even when there's an eye gloss over top. So you can apply this, apply an eye gloss over top, and it will last throughout the entire day, night, day to night, whatever it may be. So in my opinion, this is great for an eye base, great for an eyeshadow. But since this is matte, I would say that this could replace a primer, a skin tone primer. There's a range of the mattes that's like skin tones, and there are at least like 14-ish shades, so you can pick up your skin tone from that range and you can use it as a primer, because concealer doesn't quite cut it in my opinion. And eyeshadow primer, at least the one that I have right here, it's clear, so sometimes I would like to cover up the veininess on my eyelids, and I feel like with something like this you can get the best of both worlds, and you can obviously sheer it out and it will look beautiful. Now that it's been on my eye, I'm going to try to move it around, and as you can see, my finger is completely clean and nothing has shifted or changed on the back of my hand. I'm also going to show you how it looks with an eye gloss over top or a face gloss, whatever it may be. This is the Linda Hallberg Infinity Glass. This is what I use, and I'm going to use, I hope that you can see it, I'm going to use this much, a decent size, or decent amount. What do I mean by size? And look at it. It's not going anywhere. My finger is clean aside from the gloss itself, but it will stay there for the entirety of the day. It's so bulletproof and so phenomenal. I'm just very impressed with it. There are so many shades, which is fantastic. So you can get whatever shade you think you'll use most often. I think that the colorful shades outnumber the neutrals shade, which could make sense because how many neutrals does one person need versus the colors of the rainbow and beyond. So there are so many colors. If you like colorful shadow, or if you have a colorful shadow that you think needs a bit of an oomph underneath or something to make it a bit more pigmented, get a product like this and lay it underneath and the shadow will look phenomenal. Especially, for example, like I find yellow to be a bit challenging sometimes, so getting this in yellow would be incredible. But at the same time, it is relatively easy to clean off with makeup remover. She does say that you need to use one of those biphase ones. In my experience, micellar water does a pretty good job and you don't need to worry too much about that. Next is the cream color metallic liquid pigment, and I have the shade Iconic, which is this beautiful like silvery green khaki shade. This is going to be horrible because I'm gonna have glitter on my eye until the end of time now. It's not going to get cleaned off. So this is how it is. This is how it looks. And this is the color. Look at it. Look at this insane sheen. Look at that. This is insane. This is the perfect. If you are looking for a really metallic shadow, look no further. No matte eyeshadow or no powder eyeshadow has ever managed to give me this amount of reflex. Nothing has ever come close to this. But this is packed full of sparkly particles. So no wonder it's this sparkly, no wonder it's this glowy. The great thing about a product like this is that the sparkle particles or the shimmer particles are not going to migrate, are not going to fall off throughout the day. They're going to be stuck to your eyes until you decide to remove it. But then once you start to remove it, the glitters are going to migrate, especially if you use the same cotton pad on both eyes and then it slightly gets outside or underneath. You're going to have glitter nonetheless. But I mean, it's beautiful and I cannot fault it. Another thing that I want to say is that this has a base color to it, unlike the next product. The next product, before you blend it, looks very opaque, and then once you start to blend it, you'll start to see that it's almost sheer, it's almost clear with a ton of sparkles. And the next product is the ColorFix foil, the liquid glitter. So basically, I have the shade Nebula, if I haven't mentioned that. See, this is more liquidy. See, it's even running down my hand, the back of my hand. I will take a little bit of it off because this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, I took quite a bit of it off on my cotton pad and I'm going to start to blend it. Okay, here we go. As you can see, it is very sparkly, but you can definitely see the base that is underneath it. You can definitely see my skin tone. It's not going to be opaque in any way. It's going to let the colors underneath show through, but it's going to give it an insane reflex. Insane reflex. What? A look that I have in mind for all of these products that I would like to do sometime soon is a kind of ombre liner. So I will have the base be the Nebula stuff, the exposed business, and then over top of it on the outer portion I'll have the shade Nebula, and in the inner portion or the inner half I'll have the shade Nebula, and I think that would be an interesting look. I clearly haven't done that yet because you haven't seen it, but once I create this look, maybe I'll do that next week or the week after, I will make sure to include you and make sure that you see how I recreate or how I create the look and how it ends up looking. Now, before we move on to the next products, since all of these products have the same packaging, let's talk about it. They come in this tube. They are, I think, $18 each, and this has, how much does it have? It has 0.34 fluid ounces or 10 milliliters, which is a third of a foundation. A third of a foundation bottle, this little thing. And it's insane. You have so much control, especially with these two, because the consistency is thicker. When it comes to dispension, you can dispense exactly how much you need. When I first tried them, I did find it to be tricky to use the glittery shades because I wanted to use a brush. But when I used a brush, I felt like the shades weren't as metallic as they could have been. But once I started using my fingers, that's when they started getting very, very metallic. Now, before I forget, the cap, you need to make sure that you seal it very well, like you just shut it super, super airtight so that the product inside doesn't dry out, because it is known that these products can tend to dry out. Mine, knock on wood, haven't dried out yet, but I'm anticipating a long life for all of them. And obviously, if anything, God forbid, if anything changes, you'll be the first to know. If these things dry out before I'm satisfied with the price versus amount of use that I got out of them, you will be the first to know. But in order to dispense it, you have this like nozzle thing that you squeeze the tube, and the tube itself is not too flexible that you feel like you're squeezing too much and it's too easy to squeeze too much, but it's not so firm that you feel like you're struggling to squeeze the tiniest bit of thing. It feels almost like a gentler toothpaste tube, but clear. You can definitely see the color underneath and it's easy. That's another thing. These things are really, like, even if you have like, let's say 20 of these, it's easy to tell which one is which because, hey, the tube itself is clear and it allows you to see the product inside. I've seen many people compare the ColorFixes to oil paint and these to water paint because they are way more sheer than the ColorFixes, and that's true. The ColorFix, you have to be very careful because you can definitely overdo it, especially if you want to use them as blush or on your lips or even on your eyes. These ones, don't even worry about it because they will blend like a dream. Let me show you. So I'm going to start off with the shade Nutcracker. Nutcracker is like a cool toned version of Toasted Almond, I feel. This is Nutcracker. Look at it. I applied a lot of it, right? And I'm gonna wait to blend it in. I'm gonna wait a little bit. And then I have the shade Toasted Almond, which is just my dream makeup product. If you ask me right now, what is your #1 makeup product in your entire collection? I won't hesitate. I will say that it's the Danessa Myricks Vision Flush in Toasted Almond. Yes, this is my obsession at the moment. All I want on my face, on my lips, on my eyes, everywhere is this. This is all I could ever possibly want. This is Toasted Almond and this is Nutcracker. And you can see that they're both brown essentially, but Nutcracker has a little bit of grey-y, taupey aspect to it, whereas this has more of a redder, it's like reddy brown. It's so beautiful. So let's start off with blending this. And as you can see, as I blend it, it's not super pigmented and it blends very easily. This is the easiest product in the world to blend. Even if you leave it for much longer, you won't struggle with blending it, and it blends very evenly. It's not patchy, it's not muddy, there's nothing about it that could be difficult. I'm trying to think of someone who is an absolute makeup beginner, has never applied makeup in their entire life, but I still think that this is really intuitive. Now, one thing that I will say that many people have commented about these, and a con to many people, is that these are scented. They smell like rose water. Yeah, they definitely have the same smell as the Pixie Rose Tonic. Yeah, they're very, very similar. So there's something rosy, like essential rose water or something, or rose extract. I have no idea what's inside because I'm not a scientist, and even if I read the ingredients, I wouldn't understand the very first one. Like even if it says glycerin, I'd be like, remind me, what is glycerin or water? Like, is water a solid? Is water what? So that would be like my reaction, because science, especially like chemistry, I've never been good at chemistry. This is toasted almond, and as you can see, toasted almond is warmer and redder and possibly more beautiful. Like, now that I've almost blended both of them together, you can see that there's almost like a bit of an ombre into something super duper warm. It's the same tone, the same base, but different undertones to both of them, and I love them so much. So let's talk about how I have been using them. You can essentially use these as the color fixes. You can use them on the eyes, you can use them on the lips, you can use them on the cheeks, on the face, anywhere you wish. And there is a shade, I believe it's called Tiara, which could be used as a highlighter. And I'm like, do I want to fall deeper into the Danessa Myricks addiction and get some more products or not? I'm thinking that I might, but not now. But I want to give myself some time to really make sure that I'm not rushing into falling for another brand and not having this well-rounded idea of what the makeup industry could offer. So let's talk about how I use these. As I said, I have used them all over my face. Eyes, cheeks, and lips. Cheeks, perfection. I cannot imagine a person who wouldn't like these on the cheeks, because they're so easy to blend and they are definitely buildable, and you can definitely like take your time blending. It's not going to dry out too soon. It's not going to be difficult to blend whatsoever. These, I did a video in which I applied this. Actually, it was last week's video. It was probably last Tuesday. I applied this on my eyes, on my lips, and on my cheeks and on my lips. And right after I dotted it all over my face, that's when I started to blend. And they blended so effortlessly. When I did my first impression, I was a bit afraid, so I did each cheek at a time. I'm guaranteeing you, like you can dot this all over your eyes, go downstairs or go to your kitchen, make yourself some tea or coffee, come back and then blend, and they will still blend effortlessly. But that being said, they do set. They like once you blend them in and they take their time and they settle into your skin, they are very long lasting and they will still be there by the end of the day. And even like if you do this, even if you lay your hand on your cheek and whatnot, they're not going to like fade or budge or anything, and you won't find the product on your hand. It's really, really great. On the lips, you have to be prepared to taste and smell the rose type of odor, or like scent. I was gonna say odor, but that's not the right word at all. Ew. But you can definitely taste and smell the scent that this has, and you either like it or you hate it. I cannot tell you what you should think of a scent. It's a very personal thing. But I'm not very annoyed by it. I have smelled worse things. In my opinion, before I went cruelty-free, the worst smelling lip products ever are the YSL Volupts or something, those that smell like mangoes. First of all, I am not very into tropical fruits aside from pineapples. Like, I'm not very into mangoes. I hate coconuts. Like, these are like the top 3 very tropical fruits. Like papaya. I don't think I've even had papaya. Maybe I have, but regardless, it doesn't seem like anything that's stuck to my brain or whatnot. So you're going to have to get used to the smell, or just don't apply it there. On the eyes, if you are willing to deal with like a grungy, creasy type of effect, these are stunning. If you want them to last long, layer them, not over a primer, it's not enough. Layer them over something like this, something like the ColorFix, and that's when you'll really get the longevity that you might have been craving. But these don't have on their own on the lids. On the lids, they definitely crease within 5 minutes. Like, especially if you layer the product, because it's so sheer and it blends very easily. You might want to layer it. The more you layer it on its own, the more it's going to crease. Like, the quicker it's going to crease. But once you layer it over top of a ColorFix, you are good to go. This thing is going to last and it's going to look stunning for the entirety of the day. I love these, I do. So, let's do the ranking. Let's do the packaging discussion. I think this is ugly. I think this is tacky. But I can appreciate the window to the shade, and I can appreciate that at the bottom you also have a window in case you have several of these and you want to differentiate them. The applicator is really great because it's big enough for all of these surfaces. Like, it's good enough for the eyes, it's fantastic for the cheeks, it's beautiful and pointy, which is great for the lips. And even if you like apply a few dots and then you blend it with your fingers on your lips, it's going to look stunning, 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 stunning. Longevity wise on the lips, it's mediocre on the lips. It doesn't last as long as I would like, but I don't mind reapplying because it's such an easy product. Like, I just dot it a couple times on my lips and do this, like rub my lips with my finger, and I'm good to go. I don't even need to look in the mirror because they are so like watercolor type easy going products. I'm just so obsessed with these. I think that the packaging is ugly, but I couldn't care less because the product inside is pure gold to me. So let's do the ranking. In my opinion, number 1 has to be, actually let's start with number 4. Number 4 is going to be the ColorFix foils. I do really like them. There's not a single dot in this video, and I am considering getting one more of these, Milky Way. I'm really considering getting that one. I was afraid of getting it because I didn't want it to be silvery, but I saw Khaki wearing it the other day and I really enjoyed the final looks. I'm thinking that it could work out and it won't have to look so cool toned and silvery, because I'm not always in the mood for that, and for a product this big I want it to be more versatile. So yeah, I really like these, but I don't think that they are anything special because I already had the, what is it called? The Pixie Fairy Lights, I think. And I also had the glitter liners from Urban Decay. So these kind of remind me of this, and that's probably why I'm not that obsessed and impressed with it, because it feels, I'm not going to say deja vu-ish, but slightly deja vu, I feel. The third favorite, I'm going to call all of these favorites because I really do like all of them, but the third one is going to be the Danessa Myricks Matte, maybe because of this shade. I just don't think I'm that obsessed with the tone itself, especially when I use it all over my face. Like on my eyes I can definitely deal with it, but on my cheeks and on my lips I was less happy with the overall result, but I wanted to create a monochromatic look. So if you want to create a monochromatic look, this is a perfect product to get, but make sure you get a shade that flatters your skin tone and that makes you want to wear it. A shade that you can wear all over your face happily. So I really like this, and I love using it as a base because it makes everything else that I apply over top of it bulletproof. I love it. Next, the second favorite is the metallic ones. I have a very special place in my heart for this because, first of all, I think the color is very special and very unique. It's such a unique color. I mean, you saw the swatch. It was breathtaking, but also it is the most metallic thing I've ever experienced, and I love a good metallic look. I think that this, on special occasions all over the eye, or if you get the shade Celebration, which I'm dying to get because Amanda Z makes it look absolutely, I mean everything looks great on Amanda, but especially Celebration, she sells that to my soul so hard. I want it. But for now, as I said, I'm going to try my best to not get carried away with purchasing from the same brands. Last but certainly not least, my #1 favorite product in the entire world is the Vision Flush lip, cheek, eye product. I cannot tell you how much I love these. I mean, I can, and I've been saying it over and over again on my Instagram or here. You just know it. I am obsessed. I love these, and I want people to try out Nutcracker. I said that in my collaboration with Ted and Laura the other week, but I'm gonna say it again here. If you were my best friend and it was your birthday and I know that you are into makeup, I would be buying you this. I would. I absolutely would. So my best friends, we're best friends now. Do you want to be best friends? Anyways, so yeah, this is it for today. I hope that this review was informative and that you learned something about these products. And if you've learned anything about these products, I want you to take one thing out of this video. I want you to take one thing out of this video. The beautiful thing about Danessa Myricks products is their versatility. She makes products that allow you to become the artist, allows you to be a makeup artist. Even if you think makeup is difficult, her products somehow teach you how to do your makeup intuitively. There's something very intuitive, and I've said that in the first impression, I'm saying it again. Her products are very intuitive, and I'm just obsessed. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I would love to know if you've tried Danessa Myricks and what your experience or how your experience has been. Mine has been wonderful. I am like in Danessa Myricks heaven right now, and I want to stay there, but I have to hold myself back because otherwise I would be buying Danessa Myricks for the entirety of the year, but I can't do that because I want to try new brands. So yeah, this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, helpful, entertaining, whatnot, there's the thumbs up. It really helps me to make my voice heard. It sounds very cliche, but it's true. YouTube is not easy, and YouTube definitely has favorites. And for some reason, the favorites on YouTube are questionable people, but I'm not gonna comment too much on that. I've made enough of a comment already. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, comment, and we will see each other very soon. Bye!